Hi guys, PJ here. Today doing a bit of a fitters review on the Nextbase 222 limited edition bundle dash cam. Now I fit these things day in, day out for a living, and basically, you know, I get a lot of experience from them. So I thought I'd go through what's in the box, what you get in the package, what the spec of the camera is, and basically my thoughts on how well these work. So first things first, let's have a quick look at the spec. Now the spec on this is pretty good. So it's a 1080p camera, there you go, which in my opinion is the recommended resolution. Nextbase do a lower spec one than this, and that's 720p. Can be a bit blurry at night when you try to zoom in on a number plate. So 1080p, 30 frames per second, that's normally good enough. So the spec of the camera, in my opinion, is decent. It's got all the other bits and bobs here, telling you about the screen, telling you about parking mode. Parking mode on these only lasts up to a couple of hours because it's battery backup inside the camera, guys. So don't think it's a surveillance camera. It's not. It won't work like that. The battery will run out pretty quick. It's meant for short stays, car parks and stuff. And then you've got an app that you can use for it, and also you can view your footage on the built-in screen. There's a built-in screen on the back. So let's have a look in the box what you get in this pack. So, as well as the main camera itself, which is in a separate box, I'll go through the contents of that in a minute. You get the little carry case here just to keep it safe if you're parking in an area where you've got to remove the camera. Cameras are on a magnetic mount, so you can leave the mount on the window and then remove the camera. You get a memory card with it, a little 16 gig one there with an adapter to work on your computer if you want to view the footage that way. And also, as it says there, this is a polarizing filter, basically helps with lighting. This sticks onto the front of the camera lens. Let's have a look inside the main box itself. We've got a couple of bits and bobs here, quick start guide, warranty, etc. Just move those to one side. Main camera itself, which will have a sticky info sheet stuck to the screen. Just take it out of the bag. The info sheet is basically telling you to format a brand new card and to also try and charge the camera up for a couple of hours before you put it in your car using a USB charger like a phone charger. 2 hours of driving should be enough to charge the internal battery. I recommend you do not switch parking mode on straight away until that battery is fully charged, because parking mode could memory the battery and in a way cause a bit of a problem with it. So let's have a look at the mounts that you get in the box. We have a 3M sticky pad mount that mounts to the window screen. It's on a pivot so you can move it around. Power cable plugs into the mount so that you can leave the mount on the window, and like I was saying, attaches to the camera via a magnet just there, look. We also get a suction cup mount. It's exactly the same thing, but it's a suction cup, so if you want to sort of easily move it from vehicle to vehicle, that's probably your one. Spare sticky pad there for the other mount. A USB cable for plugging it into your computer. A little leverage tool, if I can get to it. There you go, little leverage tool for levering your trim if you're hardwiring it in, so if you're hiding the cable and wiring it to the fuse box of the car. Incidentally, if you are doing that, this is not a full fitting guide. If you need a full fitting guide, my channel's got probably 99% of all UK European cars on the road with detailed fitting guides of how to hardwire your dash cam into your car. So just do a quick search on my channel and you will find your specific year, make, model and how to do that. And then we have a cigarette lighter power cable that plugs in your cigarette lighter of your vehicle should you not be hardwiring it. Normally all well and good unless your cigarette lighter is in the middle of the dashboard, in the middle of the center console, and you've got a wire trailing down. Some people lead it around the edge of the window screen. That's your discretion. So let's go back to the camera. What we have here is all the bits and bobs I'm going to be using to get this installed into this particular vehicle. We've got a hardwire fitting kit. Hardwire fitting kit comes with a replacement power cable terminating in an earth and a power. And you also get what's called a fuse spur, I'll show you that in a second, that plugs into your fuse box to make one socket into two. Like I say, please refer to the detailed fitting guide for your vehicle for that, concerning that. The camera itself, there's the mount, and we have a removable panel here, which is magnetic, and your mount basically locks onto it, very simple. Power goes in here. If you want to power the camera directly, it's under here, you just peel that little tab up. And this here, your lens, which only comes with these kits by the way, you peel the back off and basically you stick it onto the front of your camera. The camera features a slot for the SD card and various buttons. So we've got power on and off, we've got menu, mode, you might want to look at stills, etc. Go through your instructions to see all that bits and bobs. We've got an icon there showing you can turn the mic on and off on the camera so it doesn't record or what you're doing, you know, while you're driving along. And we've got sort of this one here, emergency button. So if there's something happens in front of you on the road and you think, oh yeah, I want to save that, I don't want the camera to delete it, hit that button, it'll put a padlock on the screen and it will save that 3 minutes of footage that's just happened. Even if the memory card gets full, it'll go all the way to the end of the memory card, loop back right to the start, record in little 3-minute blocks. It'll get to the padlock, it'll stop and it'll jump over it and then carry on recording as normal. Okay, let's get this thing installed and we'll have a look at it actually working. Just quickly showing you the other bit of the fitting kit that's important. This is a fuse spur, I mentioned it earlier on. Normally has a 2 or 3 amp fuse in it to run the actual camera. And then at the other side of that is another socket lock. And that's to put your fuse that you remove from your fuse box in. So in other words, you push this in where your fuse came from, put the fuse that you've removed from your fuse box in at the side here, and then you've got a spur to power off to your power cable for your camera. Like I say, please refer to the actual fitting guide for your vehicle for more detail on this. I just thought I'd give you a quick show on what comes in the fitting kit box. Okay, moving on. Okay, we're all powered up and ready to go. Really damp, cold morning this morning. It's actually about 0 degrees, so I've had to use the suction mount on the window. The sticky pad one just keeps falling off. It's best to heat your window first with your car heater if you're doing this in the middle of winter. So just a word of advice there. So when you first switch it on, we get this. You got to set the time and everything. This particular one doesn't set the time and date via satellite. Time and date complete. If we go to menu, we've got resolution options, exposure options. Wouldn't mess with exposure, guys. It's set for Europe, UK. Go back. Screensaver, language, time and date if you've got it wrong. Format your card. Would normally sort of put screensaver on so it doesn't distract you. Just goes off after sort of 30 seconds or so, the screen does. Once, twice, audio recording. Normally turn that off as well. Not many people want it recording everything you say in the car, but there you go. Video length, its default is 3 minutes. 3-minute clips, one after the other. I'd leave it at that if I were you. We have our mode button there, as you can see. Depending, like I say, if you've got a memory card in, that switches between photograph and video, etc. You've seen the up and down there, obviously manually record, stop, start. That's pretty much all there is to them, guys. That is it. That is your dash camera in a nutshell, and in my opinion, this was worthy of the Which award that it got. It's nice and cheap, it's a budget camera, it's 1080p, which is the very important bit in my opinion, and unlike some, it has a screen on it so you can view your footage back. So yeah, I'd recommend this one, guys. Hopefully this was of some help for you, hopefully. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.